Roman Reigns apologizes to Jey Uso. Did Charlotte Flair leave the WWE? Shelton Benjamin's AEW in-ring debut date. The real reason behind CM Punk not working at Crown Jewel 2024. The latest episode of SmackDown sees increase in viewership. Brock Lesnar is returning for a retirement match. The Rock's next WWE appearance will be in 2025, so why did he return at Bad Blood? Roman Reigns confirms his role in WWE after retirement. Let's dive right in. Did Charlotte Flair leave the WWE? Charlotte Flair is one of the top superstars in WWE. The former WWE Women's Champion has been out of action for a long time now. Fans have been patiently waiting for her return to television. The Queen has been absent from TV since she suffered a torn ACL, MCL, and meniscus during her match against Asuka in December 2023. Amid her extended absence, some fans are worried about Charlotte's WWE future and have been wondering if the second-generation superstar has left the Stamford-based promotion. Recent rumors claimed that the Triple H-led creative team was working on crafting the 38-year-old into the Nia Jax and Tiffany Stratton storyline, and that she might return in November. However, a report by Fightful Select stated that Flair would still need medical clearance, adding that there was no update regarding plans for her potential return. That said, she is still a part of the company. She signed a long-term contract with WWE in December 2023. Charlotte has been actively providing updates on her status via social media posts. She keeps updating fans about her knee checkups via her Instagram stories. During a recent appearance on the Forever Young podcast, Charlotte Flair revealed that her initial thought after getting injured was that her life was over. The Queen admitted that it was upsetting for her to get injured, knowing her husband Andrade was on the verge of returning to the company. "When it first happened, I thought my life was over." Laughs, "I was like, oh my gosh, a perfect storm. My husband Andrade had just come back to the company, or was on his way back. I knew he was going to be debuting soon, and from the moment I was taken out, I just have kept telling myself that I'm going to come back the best version of the Queen," she said. It remains to be seen how long WWE fans will have to wait to see the former Raw Women's Champion back on television. Shelton Benjamin's AEW in-ring debut date. AEW fans are in for a treat as veteran wrestler. Shelton Benjamin is making his highly anticipated AEW in-ring debut. Tony Khan took to social media to announce that Benjamin will face off against Lio Rush on the October 16th episode of AEW Dynamite. This exciting match was set up during a backstage segment where MVP interrupted Lio Rush's announcement about re-signing with AEW. This will be a big moment for Shelton Benjamin, as he's been a dominant force in the wrestling world for years, and fans are eager to see what he brings to AEW. With MVP at his side and tensions already rising between the Hurt Syndicate and Rush, this clash promises to be intense. The real reason behind CM Punk not working at Crown Jewel 2024. CM Punk opened the October 7th episode of Raw and made it clear that he was in a lot of pain and that he would be taking some time off television, being unsure when he would return. It was confirmed he will not be appearing at Crown Jewel next month, and the reason behind his absence has been revealed. The 2024 WWE Crown Jewel is scheduled for Saturday, November 2nd, 2024 at the Mohammed Abdo Arena in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. As reported earlier, CM Punk is not expected to appear at the upcoming Saudi Arabia show, which would explain his absence. While speaking on Fightful Select's Q&A podcast, Sean Ross Sapp was asked about the reason behind CM Punk not working the Crown Jewel Premium Live event. Sapp noted that it was due to something from a moral standpoint and the things he said in the past. "I think it's abundantly clear that he's not working the Saudi show because of something from a moral standpoint and probably the things he said prior." Regarding CM Punk's past comments about his stance on WWE working in Saudi Arabia, The Miz appeared on WWE Backstage back in early 2020, where he had a few choice words for CM Punk. This led to a response from the Second City Savior where he said, "Go suck a blood money covered D in Saudi Arabia, you F dork." The Miz and CM Punk have clearly buried the hatchet since then, but the Second City Saint remains unfazed when it comes to his stance on Saudi Arabia. Therefore, fans may not see Punk until Survivor Series, where he is expected to be part of the show. The latest episode of SmackDown sees increase in viewership. Friday Night SmackDown continues to dominate as WWE's flagship show, drawing in a significant weekly audience with its latest episode sparking considerable discussion and excitement. According to WrestleNomics, the October 11th edition of Friday Night SmackDown saw an increase in viewership, attracting 1.652 million viewers, as the previous week's show received 1.518 million viewers. Moreover, the show achieved a 0.49 rating in the key 18 to 49 demographic, an increase from the previous week's 0.47. This week's episode of Friday Night SmackDown saw LA Knight successfully retain his United States Championship against Carmelo Hayes, days, Kevin Owens brutally attacking Randy Orton, and many more memorable moments during the show. This is certainly a good sign for Friday Night SmackDown, as the increase in ratings reflects a positive turnaround for the Blue brand, which was struggling with viewers last month. Stay tuned for more updates on WWE's Friday Night SmackDown, as it continues to deliver thrilling moments and capture the attention of wrestling fans worldwide every single week. What remedy should WWE employ to improve SmackDown's ratings? Brock Lesnar is returning for a retirement match. Brock Lesnar is without a doubt one of the biggest stars in professional wrestling. He was last seen on WWE TV at SummerSlam 2023, where he faced Cody Rhodes. After the end of the bout, fans saw the Beast incarnate break character in a passing the torch moment, raising the American Nightmare's hand in victory. Many fans and analysts have predicted numerous theories that could lead to Brock Lesnar's comeback. Most fans definitely want to see the Beast incarnate come back for a final run in the company. Many feel Brock Lesnar should get at least a pre-announced bout before he decides to hang up his gloves. Some are suggesting that his retirement match could be against Obafemi. The Nigerian giant is young, hungry, and hugely talented, and the Stamford-based company clearly has big things planned for him. In the near future, when the Triple H-led creative decides to call him up on the main roster, they could book him against the Beast incarnate, leading to a retirement match for the latter. In the end, the multi-time champion could put the 26-year-old superstar over graciously and hang up his gloves. Building younger superstars would be beneficial in the long run for the company. In recent times, Triple H and Co. have faced backlash for not featuring black wrestlers prominently on the card. Femi could help dismiss the allegations and be the next big thing. However, no fixed timeline can be predicted for his comeback since his name was alluded to in Janelle Grant's lawsuit. Lesnar coming back before there is any legal clarity might lead to a major backlash from fans and mainstream media, which the TKO-owned company would likely want to avoid. Hall of Famer Eric Bischoff recently expressed his views on Brock Lesnar's hiatus and if the star even wanted to come back. The 69-year-old questioned whether the Beast incarnate wanted to wrestle another match at the Stamford-based promotion. While discussing this on his 83 Weeks podcast, Eric Bischoff said Lesnar has already earned a lot of money from his professional wrestling career and other business ventures, and might not have the urge to step inside the squared circle anymore. No way to know, man. Brock's unique. Brock's got enough money he could live the next 3 lives. His kids will never be able to spend the money that Brock has made, and beyond the money, Brock has farming. That's his joy. That's his passion. That's where Brock is at peace based on what I've heard. I don't know Brock that well, and man, I don't know. He doesn't need to. So it's a question of does he want to, and at some point, you just don't want to anymore. What's Brock gonna do that he hasn't done a dozen times in the last dozen years? He said. It remains to be seen if and when Brock Lesnar will make his much-awaited return, and what the Triple H-led creative has in store for him if he does come back for a final run. The Rock's next WWE appearance will be in 2025, so why did he return at Bad Blood? The 2024 Bad Blood Premium Live event ended with an unexpected cliffhanger after The Rock made his return following the main event. The final boss did not utter a word while he stood on the entrance ramp and set his sights on Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes, and Jey Uso. Before leaving, the People's Champion counted to 3 on his fingers and made a slit-throat gesture. The Rock's actions left fans baffled, with many wondering what's next for the final boss in WWE. On Instagram, the final boss posted a video from his appearance at the Bad Blood 2024. What grabbed the most attention from fans was the conclusion of the post, where Rocky dropped a slight indication about his comeback. In the end, The Rock referred to himself as the final boss of WWE and wrote 2025 with a globe emoji. This could mean that he will appear at the Stamford-based promotion next year. However, this has now sparked a question in fans' minds. If the People's Champion would only return next year, why did he return at the Bad Blood 2024 PLE? The Hollywood megastar was shooting in Atlanta, the same place where the event was held, and he could have had free time on his calendar for the day. Even Triple H mentioned that the business is Rock's DNA, and whenever he gets to show up, he never pulls himself out. The People's Champion even confirmed his intentions to play a vital role at WrestleMania 41. Roman Reigns confirms his role in WWE after retirement. Roman Reigns had a segment with his cousin Jey Uso on television for the first time since WrestleMania 40 on the latest episode of Friday Night SmackDown. Jimmy kicked off the show, where we saw his connection with fans before he could say much about Solo Sikoa. The OTC came out and met him, and asked fans to acknowledge Big Jim. Reigns even subtly hinted at his role in WWE after his in-ring retirement. During the segment, Roman Reigns said, "I am not an older brother. You have to understand I am not a Wiseman." Yet, with his statement, the original tribal chief created a buzz online, where fans pointed out that the OTC could act as the Wiseman of the tribal hire once he decides to end his career inside the squared circle. However, during the same segment, Roman Reigns expressed that, for now, he is the tribal chief, and he doesn't like his current position. He even referred to himself as the GOAT. Meanwhile, Jimmy Uso told the OTC they needed help since they were hugely outnumbered by Sikoa's bloodline. In the main event, Jimmy Uso faced Solo Sikoa in a singles match. The self-proclaimed tribal chief picked up the win with the help of Jacob Fatu. Immediately after the bout, the bloodline launched an attack on Uso. Reigns came in to save Jimmy, but it didn't help against 4 destroyers. In the end, Jimmy was once again seen telling Reigns they needed backup. Even though Jimmy Uso is back and is with Roman Reigns, they still need assistance against the seemingly unstoppable bloodline, as they fell short in numbers against the group this week. The original tribal chief wrestled for the first time since WrestleMania 40 at Bad Blood 2024, where he emerged victorious in a tag team match. According to a previous report, he will definitely compete at Survivor Series, War Games 2024, and all hints point to a possible War Games match at the PLE in Canada. In the coming weeks, we might see some emotional returns and reunions. Roman Reigns apologizes to Jey Uso. During the latest episode of WWE Raw, Jimmy Uso made an unexpected backstage appearance where he confronted Jey Uso. Jimmy pleaded with the Yeet Master for a reunion with the original bloodline, but the latter rejected him immediately. On last week's episode of SmackDown, it was Roman Reigns who first rejected Jimmy's idea of a reunion before being attacked by the new bloodline, which consists of Solo Sikoa, Tama Tonga, Tonga Loa, and Jacob Fatu. Let's look at ways Jimmy Uso and Roman Reigns could still reunite with Jey Uso after the heartbreaking snub on the latest episode of The Red Brand. Number 1, Jimmy Uso might bring Paul Heyman into the mix. After being rejected by both sides, Jimmy Uso might bring back Paul Heyman to make the original bloodline reunion happen. The WWE Hall of Famer is the only one who seemingly maintains a decent relationship with Jey Uso. Even at Backlash France, Heyman pleaded for Jey's help, showing his pain through his eyes. So, it is possible that Jimmy could turn to Heyman, who might try to convince the reigning Intercontinental Champion to reunite with the original bloodline. Paul Heyman could argue that the reunion is necessary right now and explain why Jey is a crucial factor in this situation. A conversation with the 59-year-old veteran might finally influence Jey, leading to the reunion of the original bloodline, despite the recent rejection on Raw. Number 2, Jimmy Uso might decide to bring a family member to pave the way for a reunion of the original bloodline. After failing in his first attempt at a reunion, Jimmy Uso might decide to bring in a family member to facilitate a reconciliation with Jey Uso. The former undisputed WWE Tag Team Champion could bring his father, Rikishi, who upon his return would try to convince the Yeet Master to reunite with Jimmy and Roman Reigns. The Samoan Stinker might oppose the current actions of Solo Sikoa and the new bloodline, seeking to help Jey understand why this needs to be stopped. If Rikishi speaks to his son, it would likely carry significant weight for the latter and be highly considered. This could be a great way for Jimmy to reunite with Jey Uso after the latter outright rejected the idea of a reunion on Raw. Number 3, Jimmy Uso might bring Roman Reigns to apologize to Jey Uso. Jey Uso is certainly unhappy with Roman Reigns' behavior towards him in the past, which is a significant reason behind his rejection of a reunion on Raw. However, given what transpired during the latest episode of SmackDown, it is possible that the original tribal chief could have changed his mind and decided to reunite with Jey Uso. With this in mind, Jimmy Uso could still reunite with Jey if he brings the head of the table alongside him, and they both apologize to the Yeet Master for their past behavior. The emotional family element is also a crucial factor in reuniting Jey with the original bloodline. If Roman himself apologizes to the reigning Intercontinental Champion, it might persuade the latter to change his mind and finally reunite with Reigns and Jimmy Uso.